I'm sitting here in the office this morning packing up some eBay orders. I have about 6, not too many, really easy. They're books. But anyway, I was sitting here thinking about just how blessed we are where we're at in life right now, to be as young as we are still, and really retired, not having to go into work, not having to worry, have that stress anymore, and just kind of be our own bosses, and we decide what we're going to do during the day, and we really don't have to answer to anyone. But how this happened, it started really in 2008. Greg had a pretty big business, and then 2008 hit, and it was horrible. I mean, it was really bad, because we owned a lot of stuff. I had to have the newest, best car. Greg had several vehicles for his business, and I went to the spa. I mean, we did all that. We just wasted money. We had lots of car payments. We really didn't have credit cards. We've never been big credit card people, but we had all that, and it was hard. We so after that happened, we decided no more. We weren't going to have ourselves in this situation. We did own some real estate. We did do that right. We bought a piece of property and another home in another state, but things were so bad in 2008 that we had to liquidate all that. And when we did, we knew that we needed to hold on to some extra real estate. So when we liquidated that, we bought a little farm out in the country. It was a dilapidated house. But we got it, and we've held on to it all these years until we slowly fixed it up a little bit. But anyway, I digress. We ended up getting rid of all of our car payments. We decided we just wanted to be debt free. We didn't want to owe anybody anything. And so over the course of several years, we started paying everything off. We didn't take out any credit cards, and we got ourselves to a point that we were debt free, because we knew eventually, we wanted to retire into the country and live a more simple life when our kids were grown and gone. Well, 2-3 years ago, our last child finished college and moved out on her own. And we were starting to think it's getting closer, but Greg still was able to work, and we didn't think right now is really the right time, so we just kept putting it off. And then last May, we got a letter in the mail from our insurance company. And when we first bought our house in Florida, our insurance was like $1,500 for the year. Same house. We've lived in the same house for almost 30 years. But last year, in May, we got a letter from the insurance company. Our insurance went to $13,000 a year. And we're like, this is insanity at this point. We had a huge house. It was 4,000 square foot, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, huge, a gorgeous house. And but it was just Greg and I, and we're like, did we want to pay $13,000 a year for insurance for this house, plus the mortgage? We still had a mortgage on this house, and the answer was no, we didn't. And everyone was saying, this isn't the right time to sell, that the market was saturated. We probably wouldn't, get good money for the house. We shouldn't put it up. It won't sell. It'll set. But we just went ahead and took the leap of faith, and we put it on the market, and it sold in 8 days. And we really weren't ready for it to sell in 8 days. We had so much stuff because we do eBay. So we had 30 days to clear that house out, and we did. And after that, it was just like everything started. Greg ended his business. We moved. The plan was we were going to move to our little house that we bought up in the mountains, but the Lord intervened and has something different for us. And for now, we're staying and helping our kids with our grandkids for a while. And we still are going back and forth. Actually, in a couple weeks, we're going to go up to the mountains and work on our little house and try to do a little bit at a time, while we're still young enough we can do all that type of work. But what all this I mean to say is, if you plan ahead, and it takes years to plan, you don't have to work your whole life. There's other things you can do. Really, honestly, but then again, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you want. If you want to keep the same type of lifestyle you're living now, you want the big house, you want the newest, best cars and all that, then I guess you do. You do have to keep working for that. But for us, we both came from pretty humble beginnings. We both grew up in Appalachia, and we never really had a whole lot. So, and we were happy. We didn't know we didn't have a whole lot because we had family and we had plenty to eat, and it was a really good life. And so we've never been people that need a whole lot. We were happy and blessed with what we had, but we're able to make it just fine now with eBay. And we work at our own pace, and with eBay, with like anything, you can make as much as you want. I've made a lot on eBay, but where we're traveling so much right now, the sales aren't, what they used to be, but it's still enough for us to live on because we put ourselves in a position to where all we have are cell phone bill, and our insurance, our car insurance, and groceries, and minimal utilities because we don't stay in the house up there very much, and our property taxes for our other home, and that's it. You can live on very little because we are, and you can be happy on very little. You just have to set yourself up in that for that situation. And it's like, why do you want to work until some people just like to, you do like to work, and we do still do stuff. Our days are so full. We get up in the morning and it just doesn't seem like there's enough time in the day, but we're doing it for us now. We're not, going into a job 9 to 5 and then, just always tied to your work. But I do understand that some people, they have to, but honestly, I don't even know if you have to. I think it's a choice that everybody makes. It's a choice on like what kind of lifestyle you want. If you want a lot, then I guess you do. There's, I don't know. My dad used to say if you wanted to keep up with the Joneses, then there's a lot you got to do to keep up with the Joneses. But if you just want to live, and to live, you still live comfortably, it's able. I know this homesteading thing has really been catching on, and a lot of families are doing it, young families with kids. And I don't know if I could do that with my kids. It was nice having money when we had the kids, so we were able to, provide them with everything that you think kids need. They probably didn't need half the stuff we gave them, and the vacations and all that, and schooling. But these families seem like they're really happy living that type of lifestyle. And honestly, the way the world's going, that's probably a pretty good lifestyle to raise kids in. But now it's just Greg and I, and the dog. And actually, his dog food is a big part of our budget. $50 a month for his dog food. That's pretty expensive, and it keeps going up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, if you set yourself up, get debt free, and just do a little planning, if you want to, you can do it. If you want to live the simple life, but obviously, if you don't want to live that way, we really don't eat out. That's one thing that we've cut, because we used to eat out all the time. It was nothing for us to eat all 3 meals out sometimes, but we really don't eat out hardly at all now. And I really don't miss that, because honestly, the food really isn't that good, and it's so expensive. So that was a big part. You'd be surprised if you add up the receipts on how much you eat out, how much it is at the end of the month, because ours one time was a lot. I'm ashamed to say how much it was, but it was a lot. And just cutting that out, because you really don't need it. And we average, I think we went to the grocery store the other day, and we got groceries for $100 for the week. So our grocery bill it can be as much or as little as we want, depending on, how elaborate the meals are going to be that week. But you set that budget. One week you might spend $150, the other week $100, but just depending on what you're going to make. So another thing we did too, I forgot to mention this, is we went ahead and we bought a Tesla, and we paid for that outright. And we did that for a number of reasons. We did it for safety reasons, because as I'm getting older, I'm not the best driver. And we did it too for maintenance and gas and just all that stuff. And so far, we absolutely love it. We do have one of our vehicles that we paid off that we kept, so we do have a gas-powered vehicle. And but it's been really great. So that's something else you can do. I know a friend of ours went ahead because they knew they were going to retire soon, and they went ahead and just bought a brand new car, and they bought it outright, and they plan to use that, you know, pretty much for the rest of their life. They bought a good, reliable one. So that's another thing you can do, just little things that you can plan ahead for. But right now, we're extremely happy with where we're at. I just don't see working until you're like 65, 70, but I do totally understand. Some people absolutely have to. They don't have a choice. But there's just like so many things now that older people can do to get by if they've set themselves up that way. I see a lot of people doing DoorDash. I see even doing the Amazon delivery. There's eBay. There's Facebook Market. I'm trying to think, there's so many different things. So many things that will give you more freedom, and just set yourself up to what do you really absolutely need to get by on, and just shrink that budget down and just live. I wouldn't put off retiring. I know a lot of our friends, they're still working, and some of them are planning to work until they're almost 70 because they just have that mindset that they have to have the money. They have to have it. But I don't know. And working's good. It's just, and we still do work. We work, like I said, we work a lot, but we work for us, and we work when we want to work. But anyway, that's my little rant for the day. I'm going to get back to packing these orders. But thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.